When leather-clad strangers saw a desperate message pressed against a van window at 2 a.m., they had seconds to decide. What happened next would change 8-year-old Emma Clark's life forever and prove that sometimes the most dangerous-looking people fight hardest to protect innocence. It was 2:17 a.m. when Jake Reaper Sullivan and his crew, 5 Iron Riders Motorcycle Club members, pulled into the gas station off Interstate 40. Returning from a Veterans Memorial ride, exhausted but running on adrenaline, Jake dismounted his Harley, stretching his 6 feet 3 inches frame. His vest bore the Iron Riders patch worn 20 years. "Fill him up, boys." His crew moved into routine. Marco headed inside. Tanya pumped gas. Big Mike stayed by bikes. Ghost checked tire pressure. That's when everything changed. "Jake." Tanya's voice cut through the night. Sharp, urgent. Jake turned. Tanya stared at a white cargo van parked 3 pumps away, engine running. One rear window had something pressed against it, a small hand, and behind it, a child's face. Jake's blood ran cold. The girl's eyes, wide with terror, locked onto Tanya's. Her mouth moved slowly. "Help me." Then she pressed crumpled notebook paper against the window. Scrolled in crayon, "Help. Kidnapped." For 3 seconds nobody moved. Then Jake's instincts from 20 years as a Marine kicked in. "Ghost, block that van." "Mike, call 911. Tanya watched that window. Marco was inside. A man stood at the counter. 40s, greasy hair, nervous energy. He kept glancing toward the van, fingers drumming. His right hand never left his jacket pocket. Marco's jaw clenched. This was him. Inside the van, Emma's heart hammered. She'd been in this nightmare 6 hours, since the man grabbed her from the playground in Memphis. He'd told her if she screamed, he'd hurt her mother. He'd shown her a knife. But now these people on motorcycles had seen her. Was this hope or worse? Jake approached the van. Calm, calculated. He circled, driver's side empty. Then he saw her through the tint, zip tied to a metal bar. Wrists raw and bleeding. Pink jacket with unicorns. Jake's fists clenched. He tapped the window gently. The girl flinched. "Hey, sweetheart," Jake whispered, voice suddenly soft. "My name's Jake. I'm not going to let anything happen to you. Nod if you understand." Emma nodded, tears streaming. "Good girl. We're getting you out. Just stay quiet." Inside, the kidnapper, Dennis Wade, a convicted child trafficker with warrants in 4 states, got his card back. He grabbed cigarettes and turned toward the door. Marco stepped into his path. "You dropped something." Wade's eyes narrowed. "I didn't drop nothing." "Move." "I'm pretty sure you did." Marco didn't move. Behind him, the cashier reached for the panic button. Outside, Ghost positioned his bike behind the van. Big Mike was on phone. "Kidnapping situation. White cargo van, license Tango Hotel 7429, child restrained in back. Male suspect inside. Fastway gas, mile marker 213. Officers are en route. Do not approach. Too late. Just get here fast." Wade's hand moved toward his pocket. "I wouldn't," Marco said, voice dropping. "5 of us. 1 of you. We don't take kindly to people who hurt kids." Wade's eyes darted to the window. He saw bikers surrounding his van like wolves. Boxed in. Wade's face twisted with panic. His hand flew out, grabbing for the door. Marco grabbed his wrist, twisting it behind his back. "You're not going anywhere." Seconds later, they had him on the ground, hands secured. Outside, Jake kept speaking through the window. "Help is coming, sweetheart. You're safe now. I promise." Emma shook with silent sobs. Terrified for 6 hours, and now these scary-looking people were her lifeline. Police sirens approached. "That's the police," Jake said softly. "You did so good." 2 police cars screeched in. Officers jumped out, weapons drawn. Jake held his hands up. "Kidnapped child in that van. Suspect secured inside. Child needs medical attention." Detective Sanchez nodded. "Good work. Step back." Minutes later, EMTs opened the van. Emma's face appeared, swollen from crying, traumatized but alive. As they lifted her into the ambulance, Emma looked back at the bikers. Her eyes locked with Jake's for one final moment, and then she was gone. 3 hours later, the Iron Riders sat in the police station giving statements. "You took an enormous risk," Detective Sanchez said. "If he'd reached for a weapon, this could have gone differently." "We know," Jake said. "But we couldn't just watch." Sanchez set down her pen. Dennis Wade is a convicted child trafficker with warrants in 4 states for kidnapping 5 other children over 8 years. 5 found and 1 we're still looking for. Marcus, abducted 3 months ago. Emma's mother wants to thank you. Minutes later, Christine Clark rushed in, tears streaming. "Thank you," she choked out. "If you hadn't been there..." She broke down. Jake stood and held her while she cried. "Your daughter is incredibly brave," Tanya said. "She was smart and quick thinking. She asked about you," Christine said. "She kept saying the nice bikers saved me." 2 weeks later, the story exploded. CNN ran a segment. The FBI commended the Iron Riders. Emma's mother organized a benefit dinner, raising $47,000. Police arrested Marcus' kidnapper based on evidence from Wade's vehicle, leading to another child's rescue. Christine hired an attorney who filed a suit that changed state regulations. One little girl's courage and 5 bikers' willingness to act created ripple effects of change. 1 month later, Jake stood outside a school gymnasium, nervous. The Iron Riders had been invited to an assembly at Emma's school. Emma ran onto the basketball court. "That's them," she shouted. "Those are my guardian angels." The gymnasium erupted in applause. Emma ran down and hugged Jake, burying her face in his vest. "Hi, sweetheart," Jake said, voice thick with emotion. "I'm doing really good," Emma said. "I wasn't scared when you were there. I knew you were going to save me." Jake's hands shook as he held this survivor, this hero. The principal took the microphone. "Students, learn something about judging people by appearance. These bikers are heroes. They're teachers, fathers, veterans, community leaders. When they saw danger, they didn't hesitate. That's real courage." That night, the clubhouse was packed with families wanting to thank them. Jake sat watching Marco teach kids motorcycle safety, Tanya helping with homework, Ghost and Mike playing video games. This was the real Iron Rider story. Men and women who chose to protect innocence, to stand against darkness. All it took was one moment. One 2 a.m. gas station stop, one little girl with a desperate sign, and 5 people brave enough to act. If you believe real heroes don't always wear badges, if you believe they sometimes wear leather and ride Harleys, share Emma's story. Sometimes the most dangerous looking people have the biggest hearts. This is real brotherhood.